Okay, we got to stick an SA here. Okay, so this is a future active infinitive. Okay, it says illud is the accusative direct object of pollicere and confirmare. Tutum daturum esse is a future infinitive direct object. Okay. Okay, so it says that say is your subject. And I'm guessing it's ambiorix, right? Okay, so we got that he himself promised it. What did he promise? Okay.
Is it this? Like when it says removing Titurius's troops?
Yes. Where did you see that?
Page 43.
Well, but that's not the quad. We're talking about this illud back up here. Okay, so I got the he themselves. Oh, okay. That. Okay, so so we got that. He himself promises this and confirms it by an oath. This is really like use urandus. You'll see it as two words, but here it's one word stuck together. Okay. That he will give them, he himself will give them a safe journey through the borders, through his boundaries. Okay, and then we got a cum clause. Since he does this, okay, which means this one is, since he does like this removing of Titurius' troops and advising Titurius to like flee. He both. Okay, we got both, and then we got and. Okay, so he both was consulting. Well, I guess I think you gotta make it present tense. So you got a present subjunctive. So we got he both consults his state. Okay, I'm thinking that this verb takes the dative. Okay, this is your accusative subject right here. Because it, being the state, is relieved from the winter quarters. In other words, it doesn't have to like feed a bunch of people. And is returning thanks to Caesar for his kindness. Okay, so we got, with this oration having been made, Ambiorix departs. And we all say, thank God you got us out of this indirect statement of what Ambiorix said. Right? So basically, Ambiorix reframed the debate about, it wasn't about staying or going. It was about where everybody was going to be. Okay? That's kind of the important deal about that one. Okay. So this next one we got Arpaneus and Unius. Who were Arpaneus and Unius? Okay, the other leaders. Roman leaders? Gaul leaders? Who? Probably Roman, because they end in US, right?
So Romans and US.
And be,
All the Gauls all annexed?
I don't know. I just think it makes it convenient for Caesar's narrative that they all end in X.
Is everyone what they're named, or is it just Caesar? Like, when I call these?
No, I think that's really what they're named. Okay, so then this one is really Audivirunt. It's syncopated.
No, that does not clean up the narrative that much.
It saves him on chisel space.
Chisels.
Is it like, did it cost for everything?
No, I'm just being funny. Okay, so Arpaneus and Unius brought back to the legates
Halt.
what they had heard.
What? I said halt.
Illy right here is in our nominative. What else is in the nominative? No, I don't think Aya is. Let's look before that.
What's Etsy?
That's an even if.
Is it the
Nope, that's definitely ablative. It's definitely ablative with this ray right here. So that would make this what? Okay, so here's what you don't want to get messed up on, okay? You see how this is a nominative, and then this, it's a PPP, but it's nominative, okay? Just because it comes at the beginning of a sentence and is a participle, don't get trapped and make it an ablative absolute. Okay? Don't fall into that trap. It's, right. Okay, so we got those. Talking about these two dudes, I think. Having been disturbed, like troubled, by the unexpected event.
Can you call that chiasmus?
Can I call it? Yes, I can call it chiasmus.
Wait, what's chiasmus?
Oh.
A, B,
Yeah, look. A, B, B, A.
Oh.
Chiasmus. It looks like a cave.
I would not have done that. Did you say it looks like a K?
Cave.
Oh, I was like, so it's just that trouble.
Okay, I learned this Etsy is even if. Is that what you learned it as?
It says although.
Or although. It says the clause is concessive.
Yeah, it does say even.
Okay, so we'll say although You're right, this was nominative. These things were being said by the enemy. Nevertheless, they were thinking. Guess what they were thinking? They were thinking.
Not to.
They were thinking in a direct statement that it, or the things, must not be neglected. A little passive periphrastic action there. And they were being moved, like emotionally moved, not physically moved. You could say disturbed. They were greatly disturbed by this thing. Because okay, we got this parade of the accusative here. Accusative, accusative, accusative. Don't get tricked that this is accusative. It's genitive. Okay, so we got oh! This one right down here? I was like, where's the main verb? Okay. Y'all are just sitting over here on the main verb. No one tells Dr. Sano. Okay, so we got
Wait, what is that? Say it, Wix.
indirect statement. Okay, so we got because it was to be believed that it was scarcely to be believed that the humble and obscure state of the Eburones okay, remember that this sucker right here is a semi-deponent verb. What is a semi-deponent verb?
The first two are normal. And the last parts.
Yeah, so this part you're going to treat it like a deponent verb. So that so we got, it was scarcely to be believed that the humble and obscure state of the Eburones dared to make war on the Roman people, against the Roman people, by their own will. And so, what do? They bring the matter to a council. and a great why do you never tell me the words I don't know? A great controversy existed among them. Dun dun dun! Okay, so this is a parallel to the Trojan horse in Book 2 of the Aeneid. Okay? They have this whole big, Trojan horse shows up on their doorstep, and they have this whole big discussion about whether or not to let the Trojan horse inside the city. Right? And so, they're like, well, it doesn't make any sense that there's a Trojan horse, there's a horse outside the city. Or, there were all these omens, like, every time they tried to move the horse inside the city, they heard the clinking of the arms from inside the horse. Okay, but kind of so I guess I'm saying is a good essay topic could be, how did the Romans display, two different leadership styles in these two passages? Or, they were both faced with controversies from the outside. Discuss the ways in which the Romans handled it.
Does this end poorly for the Romans?
I don't know. We'll see. What do you think? You think it's going to end poorly for the Romans?
Let's just read it.
Let's just read the titles.
I think it's going to start poorly for the Romans, and then Caesar's going to arrive.
Yeah, that's why Caesar will not let it. Or if Caesar does fail.
Caesar always saves us. It's like Jesus is the answer. Caesar is the answer.
Are you going to be able to write an essay that says Caesar made that parallel on purpose to show...
No.
In real time.
No, you can't make that. No. But good thought. So we got Lucius Aurunculeius and several tribunes of the soldiers. And the centurions of the first rank. I don't understand why I have... Okay, then you have to go down here to Existum Mabant. We're thinking, okay, and what do you think? You think that okay, nothing must be done blindly or heedlessly or however, whatever you can remember this Timbre as. Yeah, right, I know. That's why I was sitting here quietly going like, let it go, let it go. Must be done in a hurry. And literally it says, it must not be departed from the winter quarters. You can say, they must not depart from the winter quarters. Without the command or without the order of Caesar. Well, of course they're going to say, what is that? A few good men, and the guy says, "I was just following orders." Okay, so of course the company guys are gonna say, "Oh, we just have to follow the orders of Caesar, right? Because we're in charge, and that's what we do. Because we're good little soldiers, we follow Caesar's orders. So we can't leave until Caesar tells us we have to leave." Okay, and then they're gonna give us their reasons why. Okay, so we got Dokabon. They were literally that says teaching. I wonder if you can say something else. How about no, it's not leading. That's That's Duco. You could say, how about they were explaining? Yeah, they were explaining. Okay, and then you're gonna go back up here. However much, that's these two words. However much or I guess it'd be, sorry, however large the supplies of the Germans were able to be kept in check, or to be sustained, thank you, by the fortified winter quarters. Okay, and it says this is a dative of purpose, which you usually see with soon. So you're going to say that, because we're still an indirect statement, that this thing, this situation was a testimony. Or like, this was proof. Why does?
Confused on the usage of the dative of
Okay, so you.
I thought it was gonna be like this thing was used.
This thing, yeah, that'd be this thing was for a proof, if you want to say that.
That just
Yeah.
'cause it went from like being like a dative to being almost an object.
Well, it kind of is.
It's a linking verb, so not technically, but
Yes.
that threw me off.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so we got because. Okay, so now they're going to give us their reason. Okay, so we got because they have sustained the first attack of the enemies okay. Okay, so we got voluntarily with many wounds having been inflicted. Okay, and then this superlative adverb, most bravely. Okay, that they are not pressed by grain supplies. Meanwhile, we got to both hand. Meanwhile, reinforcements would come from both the nearest winter camps and from Caesar. Finally, what was more light? Okay, so this right here, these are two comparative adverbs. So we got what was more lighter, meaning like easier, or more disgraceful than, with the enemy being the author. So that's an ablative absolute. To adopt a plan about the most important matters.